The envelope arrived 3 days before Marcus's funeral. No return address. Just my name, Shanice Mitchell, written in handwriting I didn't recognize. My hands trembled as I opened it at my kitchen table, surrounded by casserole dishes from neighbors and sympathy cards I couldn't bear to read. Inside was a single piece of paper with 7 words, "Don't go to the funeral, trust me." I stared at those words until they blurred. My husband of 12 years had died suddenly from a heart attack at 43. Our daughters Maya and Kennedy were devastated. My mother-in-law, Patricia, was already making arrangements, taking over like she always did, and here I was, holding a note telling me not to attend my own husband's funeral. "Mama?" Kennedy appeared in the doorway, her 9-year-old face puffy from crying. "Are you okay?" I quickly folded the note and forced a smile. "I'm fine, baby, just going through some mail." But I wasn't fine. That note haunted me for 72 hours. The morning of the funeral, I woke up at 5 a.m. with my heart pounding. I'd barely slept, turning that message over and over in my mind. Trust me. Trust who? Why? I stood in front of my closet, staring at the black dress I'd pressed the night before. My reflection in the mirror showed a woman who'd aged 5 years in 2 weeks. Dark circles under my brown eyes, box braids I hadn't had the energy to redo, shoulders sagging under invisible weight. My phone buzzed. "Patricia, car service arrives at 9. Girls should wear their navy dresses. See you soon." She hadn't even asked how I was doing, but that was Patricia. All logistics, no emotion. In 12 years she'd never warmed to me. Marcus said it was because I was too independent, not the subservient daughter-in-law she'd wanted. I picked up my phone and texted back, "I'm not feeling well, might need to skip." 3 dots appeared immediately. Then, "Shanice, you will be there. What will people think? What will people think?" That was always her concern. I didn't respond. Instead, I opened my laptop and did something I'd been avoiding. I logged into Marcus's email account. I'd discovered his password months ago, written on a post-it note in his office. I'd never snooped before. We had trust, or so I thought. But that note had planted a seed of doubt. It took me 20 minutes to find it. An email thread from 8 months ago, between Marcus and someone named E.J. Peterson. The subject line, "Our arrangement." My stomach dropped as I read. Marcus had been embezzling from his company, small amounts at first, then larger sums, over $200,000 in total. J. Peterson was his accomplice, someone in accounting helping him cover the tracks. The emails discussed offshore accounts, falsified records, and a planned exit strategy. But what made my blood run cold was the final email, dated just 3 days before Marcus died. "I can't do this anymore. I'm going to confess everything at the board meeting Friday. I'm sorry, but I need to come clean for my family. For Shanice and the girls. M. J. Peterson's response, "You'll destroy both of us, don't be stupid." Friday. That was the day Marcus died. Sudden heart attack at the office, they said. No warning signs. I sat back, my mind racing. The anonymous note, the timing. "Don't go to the funeral, trust me." Was someone trying to protect me or warn me? I didn't go to the funeral. I told Patricia I had severe food poisoning and couldn't leave the bathroom. She was furious. I could hear it in her clipped tone, but what could she do? My mother came over to stay with me while the girls went with their grandmother. "You sure about this, Shanice?" Mama asked, studying my face. "People gonna talk." "Let them talk," I said. And I meant it. While my husband was being eulogized, I was in his home office tearing through files, bank statements, insurance documents, anything that might explain what had really happened. That's when I found the life insurance policy. $5 million. Updated 6 months ago with me as the sole beneficiary. Marcus had tripled the coverage without telling me. My hands shook as I held the paper. $5 million. Enough to secure our daughter's future. Enough to make someone very, very motivated. The front door opened. My heart stopped. Everyone should still be at the funeral. I quickly shoved the papers back into the drawer. Shanice, a woman I'd never seen before, stood in my living room. Mid-40s, white, professional looking in a gray suit. She held up her hands in a peaceful gesture. "My name is Jennifer Peterson. We need to talk." "I sent you the note," she said, sitting across from me at my kitchen table. "I needed you to stay away today." "Why? What's happening at that funeral?" Jennifer's eyes were tired. Marcus was going to confess. I tried to talk him out of it, not because I wanted to keep stealing, but because I knew what would happen. The people we were moving money for, they're not the forgiving type. My throat went dry. What people? Marcus didn't tell you any of this, did he? She laughed bitterly. He thought he was protecting you. The embezzling started innocently. He just needed to cover some debts. But then he got involved with a group that uses legitimate businesses to launder money. They saw an opportunity in him. Are you saying Marcus didn't die of a heart attack? Jennifer looked at me with profound sadness. I'm saying he died because he grew a conscience, and I'm saying that funeral today is being watched. The FBI has been investigating for months. They know something's about to break. Anyone close to Marcus is under scrutiny. The room spun. The girls are safe, Jennifer interrupted. You're all safe as long as you're smart. That insurance policy, don't touch it for at least a year. Keep your head down. Cooperate fully with any investigation. And for God's sake, act like a grieving widow who knew nothing. I didn't know anything. I know. That's why I'm here. That's why I told you to stay away today. She stood up. There are people at that funeral taking photos, documenting everyone who shows up. Your absence today, it actually helps you. You're just a devastated wife too sick to attend. She headed for the door, then paused. Marcus really loved you, Shanice. Everything he did, the stealing, the planning, even trying to confess, it was all to give you and those girls a better life. He just got in over his head. After she left, I sat in the silence of my kitchen, processing everything. My husband, the man who made pancakes every Saturday, who coached Kennedy's soccer team, who called me his queen, had been living a double life, but he'd tried to make it right. That had to count for something. The funeral ended. The girls came home exhausted and heartbroken. Patricia called to berate me for my absence, saying I'd embarrassed the family. I apologized and said nothing more. 3 weeks later, FBI agents showed up at my door. I told them everything I'd discovered after Marcus's death, how shocked I was, how betrayed I felt. I showed them the emails, the documents, everything. They believed me. Jennifer had been right. My absence from the funeral, my genuine shock, my cooperation, it all painted me as an innocent spouse. 6 months later, the case closed. Several people were arrested, including Marcus's former boss. Jennifer Peterson received immunity for her cooperation. The insurance money was released to me after a thorough investigation proved I had no knowledge of Marcus's activities. I sat my daughters down and told them an age-appropriate version of the truth. Daddy had made some mistakes, but he loved them more than anything. Now, as I write this, it's been a year. I've used some of the insurance money to set up college funds for Maya and Kennedy. The rest sits untouched while I figure out who I am without Marcus, without the life I thought we had. That anonymous note saved me in ways I'm still discovering. Sometimes I wonder if Jennifer Peterson sent it out of guilt, or genuine care, or simple practicality. Maybe all three. What I know for sure is this: secrets have weight. Marcus carried his until they crushed him. I've chosen differently, to live in truth, even painful truth, for my daughter's sake, and every day I'm grateful I followed that note. If you want to hear more untold secrets and emotional stories like this, subscribe to SilentTruth Diaries and comment your thoughts below. What would you have done in my situation? Would you have gone to the funeral?